All right, what is going on, guys? SteelTwins back at you with another video.
We are in the last 3 weeks of the NFL regular season before the postseason hits, man. Week 15 predictions. As you guys know, we usually have a weekly guest on to do the predictions with us. This week we were supposed to have Steel Logic, fellow Renegades of Pittsburgh, a.k.a. Steel City Disciple member. Want to give a huge shout to him. He was originally supposed to join us for the weekly predictions, but unfortunately we cannot, find a proper time for both our schedules, but hopefully we can get him on the channel for the predictions, possibly down the road, maybe the postseason. That'd be fun to do. But huge shout out to him, man. But we are going to do it solo, just ourselves this week, man. We have Thursday Night Football. We have the Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders here. I feel like the Raiders are definitely going to be fighting for a wild card spot, a playoff spot these last few weeks. They're going to come out fighting. You're going to try to get into the postseason. So I got Las Vegas here. I think this will be a close matchup. I think Herbert will keep the Chargers in. Let's go 27-24, Raiders.
I'm going to go with Las Vegas here. They're definitely fighting for a playoff spot. I mean, the Chargers are pretty much out of it. I mean,
They've been out of it.
Yeah, pretty much. And they might as well just try to get an early pick, try to find some help on maybe the offensive line or someone on the defense, or even better yet, get another coach. Because that's definitely what they need, because their coaching staff is terrible, and it's definitely what's been hurting them all of this year.
Clearly, I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Lynn is fired very shortly, actually.
Right. But I'm going to go with Vegas here. I'm going to say 28-21. I do think it will be close because this is an AFC West division matchup.
That's right, it is, definitely. So good way to start off week 15. Now, we actually have some Saturday games. We got Saturday action, which is great. We have NFL football all weekend, which gives us a little preview for the playoffs, which obviously we can't wait for. Saturday games, we start off with the Buffalo Bills, who are looking real good right now, at the Denver Broncos. I got Buffalo. I had high hopes for Denver coming into this year, but of course they've been bugged by injuries everywhere. So I got Buffalo here. They're looking too high right now. I think we're going to keep the momentum going until they hit the postseason. So let's go Buffalo. 31-20.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Buffalo, obviously. I mean, they're prime well, I believe they are already in the playoffs. Well, if they're not, then they're definitely bound for it.
They're going to be clinching.
Right.
Eventually.
But yeah, Buffalo 31-17. I don't think this is anything close. I really don't.
Nah. You can say the same thing here with Carolina at Green Bay. I mean, it could be close. Christian McCaffrey has a chance to play. Teddy Bridgewater will be getting the start, of course. So I'm going to go Green Bay. You just really can't bet against Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers right now. He's playing out of his mind. Devontae Adams is showing you why he's a top 3 receiver, arguably.
Every week.
Right. Aaron Jones is Aaron Jones. He's an underrated running back, in my opinion. That defense of Green Bay is stepping up a little bit. Jair Alexander versus a DJ Moore will be a little fun to watch. Robbie Anderson could be the benefactor again. But we'll see what happens. But I got Green Bay. Let's go 34-23.
I'm going to go Green Bay here. Let's say 33-21.
Okay. Now we go from Green Bay to Tampa Bay. We have Tampa Bay at Atlanta to start off the Sunday games. This should be a no-brainer, right? I mean, this is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're overrated. I don't think they'll go far in the playoffs, but it's against the Atlanta Falcons. So I got to go Tampa, 28-26. It could be close just because the Atlanta offense is really good. And that Tampa defense is still a little suspect. So I'm going to go Tampa nonetheless, though.
Yeah, obviously Tampa Bay. Let's say I see this being a blowout. Really, 38-20.
Really?
Yeah, I can't see Tampa. Atlanta's defense doing much. Their defense is horrible. And Tom Brady, when he goes up against terrible defenses, usually has great freaking games. I mean, just look at some of his games this past season. They've gone up over 30 points, sometimes even 40 points. I can see this being another one.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay, I get it. I can see it. Next time we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are fighting for the NFC East right now. San Francisco, I don't know really what to say about them. You could say their season's done. They might be fighting to go 8-8 for the rest of the year. This is an honest coin toss. It's hard to pick. But I'll go San Francisco. I like San Francisco's offensive weapons against the Dallas defense. So, Yeah, let's go San Francisco, 23-20.
Yeah, I'm going to go with San Fran here. I don't trust Dallas one bit. Brandon Ayuk is definitely stepping up within the past couple of games, and I believe George Kittle is primed to come back very shortly, so that could definitely be a benefactor for them to possibly go 8-8, considering they're 5-8 right now. But I say they go 6-8. They beat the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to say 26-21.
Okay. Next, we have the Detroit Lions at the Tennessee Titans. I got to go Titans. You just
Obviously.
You can't go with Detroit, can you? I mean, they fired Matt Patricia. Good for them, but
they're still not a good team. They are a long way from being a great team.
No, I mean, they're searching for GM and head coaches right now. So, Tennessee, you gotta go Tennessee. A.J. Brown, of course. Corey Davis has been stepping up. Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. He could have another 200-yard performance. Seems like he's having that every other week. So, yeah, let's go Tennessee, 26-17.
Definitely Tennessee here. And I'm not sure if Matthew Stafford is even playing in this game or not. I don't think it really matters. But 30-18 Tennessee.
Okay. Next, we have the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. These two faced off a few weeks prior with the Colts coming on top. I think that is a reoccurrence here. I think the Colts get a sweep here against the Houston Texans, which are just horrible right now. Deshaun Watson has no targets. Poor Deshaun Watson. Let's go Colts. 29-18. They're going to be trying to keep up with the Titans in that division.
Definitely the Colts I'm going with here. Watson is literally just a one-man guy on that team himself. He's got no line, no weapons, no rushing game to even rely on.
He's a one-man band.
Pretty much, and I feel bad for him. I really do. 28-17 Indianapolis.
Okay. Next, we have AFC East matchup. We have the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. Now, during the Brady and Belichick days, Miami would still put up a tough matchup against the Patriots despite their dynasty, quote-unquote. Now, Miami, arguably going to be in the playoffs, actually, and chasing the Bills for the division. I think the Bills are running away with it, but Miami, nonetheless, is still going to be chasing that and are obviously chasing not only that, but, of course, a playoff berth. I got Miami. I really like their defense. I think it's incredibly underrated. They're forcing turnovers. They can cause pressure. They can stop the run, of course. And that offense is actually not too bad. You know, Tua's looking pretty solid. Devontae Parker, I always thought was underrated himself. Their running back issue could be a little better. That's something that they could definitely address in the draft, knowing they have, 2-3 draft picks in the first round?
Yeah, one of them being the top 10 pick.
Yeah, because of
Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah, when they traded away Larry Tunsil. But, yeah, I got Miami here. I think it's going to be a kind of a low-scoring game because both defenses will keep this game close. So let's go Miami, 20-14.
I'm definitely going to go with Miami here. New England just doesn't appeal to me this year outside of their defense. Newton's not looking he's not looking as good as he did the first couple of weeks when he was playing for the Patriots, and he hasn't really looked good since. I mean, they're getting their rushing game going every now and then, but I don't think that's really going to be enough to go up against a very underrated and young Miami defense. I think their offense is what's really going to win them here. Let's say 27-17 Miami.
Okay. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC North matchup. The Bears are just god-awful. Now, David Montgomery, however, is finally starting to show off his potential. I was really big on David Montgomery coming into the league. I thought he, add some spark to that Bears offense. He is starting to get there. He's really starting to come into his own. I don't think that's going to be enough to stop. I don't think that's going to be enough to
help them win.
Right, help the Chicago Bears get a victory over the Vikings. I got the Vikings here. I just like the Vikings matchup a little more. Although I'm not really high on Kirk Cousins up against a really good Bears defense, he has weapons that can definitely, bail him out.
No doubt.
So Minnesota wins 24-21.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Minnesota here. I mean, Chicago looked very good, but yet again, it was against the Houston Texans. That's like the only time that Trubisky will ever look like a Patrick Mahomes or a Peyton Manning, really. Against
Peyton Manning, whoa. You don't look too far.
I mean, like, statistically wise, his stats weren't really good, but he's never going to live up to that hype or that potential, obviously.
He's done.
Not even against the Minnesota defense. Minnesota's defense is not good, but I don't see him really having another good game at all whatsoever. I got Minnesota winning here. I'm going to say 28-17.
Okay. Next game, we have a really good one. One I think will be very close. We have the Seattle Seahawks at the Washington football team, the first place Washington football team, I believe. Seattle's trying to rush for the number 1 seed. I mean, it's going to be a little tough, with the Saints there, and of course the Packers. I believe they claimed after the Saints lost last week to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, they're going to be chasing there. But they have a tough matchup against Washington with that Washington front seven, that D-line, that can definitely pressure Wilson, force him to make mistakes, which Wilson has done lately, especially the past few weeks. He's starting at the beginning of the year, he was MVP caliber. Before the season hit, I said this guy's going to win MVP.
Yeah, he was throwing like 300-yard games and 5 touchdowns here and there. He was looking great, but since then, he has really been lacking.
Yeah, he's fallen off the MVP train a little bit to the point I don't think he's recovered. I don't think he will recover.
No, I think Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes is definitely taking that award.
Yeah, definitely. But for this game, I'm still going to go Seattle. I like Washington. I like the matchup here. I like that D-line against a Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson's very elite. He can improvise under pressure. He's done it his whole career. He has had no line his whole career. So, Seattle wins 23-17. I do think they keep it close, though. This could come down to the wire.
I do think Washington will definitely try their best to try to at least contain Russell Wilson, especially with their front seven. They're definitely going to want to try to get to Wilson. I really don't know who's going to start at quarterback for the football team. It could be Alex Smith, but he's hurt. So they may have to give the nod to Dwayne Haskins, but that doesn't look very promising lately or at all since he's joined the football team. In the end, I'm just going to go with Seattle here because I do think they're the better overall team, but I would not count out Washington to potentially get the win. But I'm still going to go with Seattle. I'm going to say 29-20.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if this is close, though. One game that definitely won't be close is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Baltimore Ravens did place 3 of Lamar's targets on the COVID-19 list after being around someone that did test positive. Who that was, I have no idea. I know it was Marquise Brown who was placed on the COVID list. It was also
James Porch and wasn't it Willis?
Prochet and Miles Boykin.
Yeah.
That's not going to, they'll just depend on the run a lot here.
I mean, that's what they're going to have to do, and they've always done that all year anyway.
Right.
So I don't think it's really going to make a difference. I mean,
against a Gardner Minshew-led Jacksonville Jaguar. I mean, come on. The Baltimore Ravens win 42-6.
Obviously. I mean, Baltimore, 35-9.
Yeah.
It's a blowout.
No-brainer. And you can say the same thing with this one with the New York Jets at the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to go 33-0. Sorry, Jets.
Yeah, I'm going to top you. 38-0.
Okay.
Rams.
I mean, when it comes to the Jaguars, and Jets, they're definitely keeping 1 and 2. They're not going to make sure that any other team takes that spot.
Of course.
They definitely got their eyes on their future franchise quarterbacks.
Well, the Jets already have them, but they're just idiotic that they are going to draft Trevor Lawrence when in reality they just got to get rid of that man in the stupid little green cap over there on the sideline. Adam Gase.
Looking around everywhere.
Poor Jets.
Poor Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, man.
I feel bad for him. But next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals. Jalen Hurts will make his second consecutive start after an impressive victory against the New Orleans Saints, snapping their 9-game streak.
Yes, the number 1 seed in the Saints, which dropped them to number 2. So the Eagles are another team, trying to chase the NFC East title. I mean, every team is. Every team in that division is in contention, which is horrible because all of them aren't really great.
No. Whoever wins is definitely bound to be one and done in the playoffs, obviously.
Of course. But Jalen Hurts did look good in his first career start. Can he get his second straight victory against the Cardinals? I do not think so. I think this will be close. I think he keeps it close. I think Miles Sanders has another good matchup. You need to give him the ball more. That's something that they haven't done all year, is that they are limiting Sanders and his carries. Give that man the ball more. That's all you need. And Jalen Hurts looked good last week, extending plays with his feet. Of course, he got 100 rushing yards himself. He looked good throwing the ball. So, I'm still going to go Arizona, though. I like Arizona's matchup more against the Eagles' defense. Kyler Murray is a guy that can obviously make plays on his feet and be innovative in himself. You got Hopkins, of course. You got Christian Kirk. You got Larry Legend. Obviously, you got Kenyon Drake, who could finally have that one burst game against the Eagles' rushing defense, which is solid, I'd say. But even then, the Arizona rushing defense can try to limit Miles Sanders and even a Hassan Reddick, who had 5 sacks alone last week against the Giants, which is crazy. Against the Eagles' offensive line, that is just
Played with injuries and horrible in general.
Right. So I'm still going to go Arizona. I like the matchup a little more. However, I think this is close. 31-28 Arizona.
I'm definitely going to go with Arizona here. I do think this will be a shootout, though, and I definitely think Philly could potentially try to escape with victory, but I do think Arizona's going to want it more, especially with them trying to get into the playoffs. They're very close, and I know they're going to want to try to get in there.
Right, because they're 7-6 right now. They're trying to get a wild card spot.
Exactly. So I'm going to go Arizona 32-26.
Okay. Next game, we have game of the week, no doubt. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees could be returning. If not, Taysom Hill will get the start again.
Now, if I'm New Orleans, I'm resting Drew Brees until the postseason. You already clinched a playoff spot. I know you're going to want to get a higher berth and everything, but at this point, you want to make sure that Drew Brees is healthy once the postseason hits. You're going to want to make sure that your guy is there because you're not going to trust Taysom Hill in the playoffs. He's not going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Just like I don't think he's going to do it here against the Kansas City Chiefs, even against their very vulnerable defense. I think Taysom Hill has looked pretty fine and pretty solid, but I don't think it's going to be enough to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And you can't bet against the Chiefs. You really can't.
I can.
You can.
I'm going the Saints here. Whether you want to call us an upset or not, I am going with the Saints, actually. I like their defense a little more. I like Lattimore. Now, a guy like Hill is unstoppable. A guy like Kelsey, especially this year, is incredibly unstoppable. But I do like Demario Davis in the middle. He's actually very underrated, a solid cover guy.
Oh, yeah.
So he could try to limit Kelsey a little bit. That's a lot easier said than done. Same thing with Lattimore against Hill. But I like that Saints defense a little bit.
No, it's definitely stepped up big time.
And I think they can definitely cause pressure on Patrick Mahomes. So I'm actually going to go with the Saints here. Whether Taysom Hill starts or not, I still like the matchup. Alvin Kamara's Alvin Kamara. MT's starting to, get his groove going. Taysom Hill, although he made some mistakes early on last week, he started to rebound a little bit later in the game and almost brought him back. So I'm going to go with the Saints here. Whether you want to call it an upset or not, I'm going the Saints. 35-33 in a shootout. Game of the week, possible game of the year, although it's going to be hard to top off the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens.
But you can't bet against the Chiefs or Patrick Mahomes in general. 34-31, Kansas City. Now we can get into the Sunday night game, which is the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants.
Now, this game was originally supposed to be the Dallas and the Niners game, but they flexed that game with the Browns and the Giants. Never in my life would I ever think I'd see the Cowboys, of all teams, America's team, quote unquote, get flexed for the Cleveland Browns, who, I have to say it, look solid. I don't think they go far in the playoffs. I think they go one and done. I think they do make the playoffs, but I think they go one and done.
No, but
I will admit.
That Ravens game Monday night was a barn burner. That was a hell of a game. And Cleveland, even in loss, they looked very good.
And I got to say, honestly, it started to open my eyes a little bit. I still don't like Baker Mayfield. I still feel like he is not all that great, especially when he goes up against top caliber defenses, which he will meet in the playoffs.
No doubt.
But he has looked good these last few weeks. Maybe that's because he doesn't have Odell, crying on the sidelines all the time. Maybe they don't have that diva on that team, which obviously, coming from experience, a team with experience with diva receivers, you know how that can get in the way.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well.
So I got to say, they are better without Odell. I think Odell gets traded in the offseason, as he should. But I got to say, they do look better. And that rushing offense of the Browns is incredibly.
It definitely helps that they got two of the best running backs in the league in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Those two are very dynamic.
I mean, they're almost unstoppable. You can't stop a guy like Nick Chubb. You can try to slow down a Kareem Hunt a little bit, but when you put him as a number 2 behind Nick Chubb, I mean, that's just deadly.
And I will say that offensive line of Cleveland has definitely stepped up a little bit.
A guy like Wyatt Teller has been incredibly underrated this year. He's been one of the better run-blocking guards for them and been a great addition after years of mediocrity at the guard position.
Now, their defense, though, Cleveland's defense, we do not like. Their defense is not good.
No, but after seeing what a guy like Hassan Reddick, who had his fifth-year option declined before the season hit by the Cardinals, you saw what he did against the Giants. Now they're about to go up against a guy in
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Browns.
Daniel Jones, you're going to want to hold on to that ball as tight as you can.
Even if he plays. If not, we'll see Colt McCoy. I actually think the Giants have a little more, ability to win with Colt McCoy quarterback. And don't forget, Freddie Kitchens will be calling the plays.
Against his former team.
Because Jason Garrett tested positive for COVID.
All right.
So Freddie Kitchens, their tight end coach, and of course the Browns head coach last year, will be calling plays against his former team.
So that just makes it more interesting in this game.
It does, and I'm actually looking forward to this game. Would I like the Giants to win? Absolutely.
Do we see it, though?
No.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Cleveland wins 26-10.
After everything we said, I'm going to say Cleveland 28-18.
Yes.
I can't see the Giants offense really doing much.
No. Not
Even against a terrible Cleveland defense, I can't.
Not at all.
You pressure those quarterbacks, they're gonna do bad.
Of course. And now Monday night game, man, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, Pittsburgh has the win, right? It's the Cincinnati Bengals with Brandon Allen starting.
Yeah, Brandon Allen starting. Joe Mixon's out. Their defense is terrible. Their offensive line sucks.
And we've swept the
Bengals.
The Bengals for how long now? Like 4 or 5 years now?
Yep.
Or this would make it 5 years, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers got to win, right? I mean, I think we're just fully confident in the defense, even with the injuries that they are sustaining. It just matters of what the offense does. And if the offense does not do anything, it's a terrible Bengals defense, and something is incredibly wrong.
It is.
But I still got Pittsburgh. I still got the Steelers winning here. I'm going to say 26-10. Yes, they finally score over 20 points in the game. Oh, my God. It's a goddamn
Breaking
miracle.
news.
Hallelujah. Merry Christmas.
Breaking news. Pittsburgh scores 20 points for the first time in 3 weeks. Pittsburgh wins here 20-16. Hopefully the offense shows some signs of growth. That's all we ask for. Anyway, guys, that was our Week 15 predictions, man. Let us know your guys' predictions and thoughts in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoy the week of football, man, for Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and, of course, Monday night. Let's get this win against the Bengals, man. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below, man. Good luck to your respective teams. And see you guys next time, man.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!